Today's Gospel puts a spotlight on Saint Philip, a disciple from Bethsaida who, after positively responding to Jesus' call to follow him, invited his friend Nathanael to come and see the one about whom Moses wrote in the law and the prophets, Jesus. During their conversation before the Lord's impending passion, Philip asked Jesus, "Master, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us." By this time, Philip had already been following Jesus in his public ministry. He had already heard him preach and perform wonders. So the reply of Jesus was, "Have I been with you for so long a time, and you still do not know me, Philip? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father." The Gospel did not state how Philip responded to Jesus, but we could speculate that the yearning to see God also prevailed among the early Christians. Thus, writing to the Christians at Colossae, St. Paul underlined, the way Paul put it gives us a lesson on the identity of Jesus, who was with God before the beginning of time and creation. As God created all things in Jesus, so did Jesus reconcile everything with God through His blood. And Paul added that from then on, Jesus became the head of the church, or the body or community of believers. So if Jesus is our head as a community, then we as His parts must speak His good news in His language of compassion and mercy, must perform the healing, reconciling, transforming works of His hands, must tread the steps He took, which always led Him to the marginalized, the poor, the sick, and the abandoned. If we start regarding each other as a member or a part of Jesus, then we can recognize that God indeed is in our midst. Why? Because we are reflecting Jesus to one another. And if we want to see the face of God in Jesus this Easter season and the rest of the year, let us seek first His body. Where can we find it? Pope Francis points us its location according to the Scriptures. Do not distance yourself from the poor person, which is a privileged member or part of the Lord's body. Drawing close to them, promoting their welfare as Jesus did, is making our faith in Him more perceptible and palpable. Being near to them is being near to Jesus, who identifies with them. And Jesus, whose body they are part of, Jesus is near to God. Saints Philip and Paul, pray for us.